friends, tonight at the 11 p.m. show, stick around to the end and hear some more about that show. But come and hang out with me tonight. We got some cool people hanging out with us already. Um, we got some cool people hanging out with us tonight. Um, Tonight's show is all about spoken word, the words that artists, the sounds. I love words. I'm a lover of words. Now, I do want to. Okay, thank you. I was going to say, if you got a red jacket on, please use your skills. Use your skills on the red jacket. I like red jackets. I like red jackets. So yeah, thank you so much for hanging out with me. Again, this is Divine Living. Divine Living is a personal growth and wellness show designed to help you and me, y'all. Me, I do this work just like anybody else does. It's designed to help you and me be well. I have two guests today, and I'm going to let them tell you who they are in just a moment. But I'm excited that they are a part of the show today, too. If you ever want to be a part of the show, Divine Living, just let me know. Like I said, it's a personal growth and wellness show designed to help you and me. I design each show tailored to the guests that I have on that show. So nothing is pre-formatted prior to me knowing the guest, other than what the monthly theme is. So again, it's Emotional Wellness Month. And today we are talking about rewriting the narrative. Rewriting the narrative, overcoming limiting beliefs, and nurturing emotional resilience. If my guests, I'm pretty sure they've already hit the box. At least one of them has. Go ahead and request that box because we're gonna get ready to kick some things off. What y'all got planned for this week, this weekend? How was your week? How was your week? I had some fun last week, y'all. If you missed it, you missed it. But I'll post some more on my Instagram. So if you don't follow me on Instagram. My Instagram is linked to um, everything here. So follow me on Instagram or my destination. They did. My destination celebration highlights. Um, I'm going to talk some about that during this show too. So, without further ado, y'all like that when people say "without further ado"? It sounds so formal. Here we go. We got my guest coming in here. We got my guest coming in here. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
Good
Happy
morning,
Saturday, ladies.
guys.
Happy Saturday. Let me make sure I can hear y'all because I be messing up. Oh, every time I do that, I'm like, why can't I hear? Why can't I hear? I got you just fine now. It's like turn up the volume, Divine. Turn up the volume. If y'all ever in here and I get all scurried around, like, where can I hear from my feet? It's the volume, girl. Turn your volume up. Good morning, ladies. Good morning. I
Good
have the
morning.
host. The host of what's the name of your show? You Are Enough. Isn't that the name of it? Yes. It is currently Sundays at 7 p.m.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Oh, look, I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I'm not doing like Blue. Blue would always say that my show was at 11 p.m. now. It's a good thing I got an 11 p.m. show now too. So y'all can catch me either way, 11 a.m. or 11 p.m. on Saturdays. But this is the featured show, Divine Living, the personal growth and wellness show where we talk about being well. Again, today is all about emotional wellness and overcoming limiting beliefs and nurturing emotional resilience. A lot of words in that, but overall, we are rewriting the narrative of those limiting beliefs that may have overcome some things in our lives in the past. So I'm gonna let the ladies say who they are, what they got going on. I've already said a little, but they can say some more. Go ahead and kick us off real quick, real sister. Are you with us? Are you with me? go ahead and kick us off real quick. Tell everybody who you are, what you got going.
She looked frozen
Oh,
for a minute.
what you say?
I am Real Sister. I am the vice president of the GQs. Um, I with my lovely co-host down at below me, we have a show called You Are Enough on Sundays at 7 p.m. I just want to let everybody know in this stream, you are enough. Whatever you going through this morning, today, you are enough.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you.
All right, ready for me?
All right, Victor.
Yep, go
Mhm.
ahead.
Ready for
All
you?
right, y'all. Y'all already know it's OG Blue, the Sacred GQ bars. Y'all can catch me streaming at random times throughout the week. Y'all can definitely catch me with my beautiful co-star every Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Anywhere you see the GQ crown, definitely with You Wear No Way. Make sure y'all follow the IG, follow the YouTube, comment, like, subscribe, and share. Thank you.
Y'all know she got to get her commercial in every single time, and I'm loving it. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. She is good for her commercial, her promo, letting everybody know where to find her and the GQs. Y'all better follow them. Follow them. I love you all. Thank you so much for being a part of the show today. And we're just going to jump right in. So, we're talking about emotional wellness. And first, the concept of limiting beliefs. I don't know if you personally have a definition of what limiting beliefs are. If you do, I'd love to hear it before I kind of share what I have come up with the definition as well. So, either one of you have a definition of or what it means to you as far as limiting beliefs.
Okay,
I
I
feel
can
like
take
it's just because she couldn't hear
I
you.
can
Yeah, at certain points when you turn your head, like the mic will cut out. I thought it was just me.
I'm gonna put my mouth right here on this microphone, and hopefully you can hear me a little better. Can you hear me?
Yes,
I can now.
Can you hear me better now?
yes,
Yeah,
ma'am.
Okay,
yes, ma'am.
let's get this stuff right. Hello. All right.
Hello.
So the um the concepts today we're talking about limiting beliefs and wanting to know if you have or what limiting beliefs may mean to you.
As for me, it's like people with limiting beliefs, and even the ones that I may have myself. It's just it doesn't allow me to see a different perception because I'm so stuck on what I believe. But it's like blinders. It's like I can't see what's on the side of me because I'm so focused on what's in front of me. And now I got
Mm,
blind spots, and now I'm crashing in life.
awesome.
Yeah, I have to
What's your
agree with OG Blue Phoenix. Um, because sometimes I am hard headed. I know it's sometimes I feel that it's a one-way street, but I'm learning. I'm learning. I, I'm learning.
Well, the awesome, awesome. I like that. I like that from both of you. The textbook definition that I found about reasonable limiting beliefs is a thought or state of mind that you think is a absolute truth, an absolute truth, and stops you from doing certain things. Like you said, you get stuck in that tunnel vision, and this is all that there is to see, to do, to have, to be any of those things. So, when it comes to limiting beliefs, what are some common barriers people face when trying to overcome those limiting beliefs?
They fear that people's gonna talk about them and belittle
Mhm.
them.
For me, the times that I try to overcome certain limiting beliefs, I worry about failing. Like it
Right.
creates an anxiety in me because I'm like, okay, I've been like this for so long, and I'm trying to do some new stuff, but what if it don't go right? Then I get to panicking and overthinking, and It's a disaster.
That's exactly right.
Mhm.
That's it for me too. Cause I'd be like, oh my God, what am I doing this right? Am I saying this right? Because I've
Mhm.
always thought that one way. I've always hung with people that thought one way. So when you get to hanging with other people and talking to other people, they have a different view of everything. So I mean, it's hard to take that in, but you take that in, and you go with the flow.
Yeah,
So
definitely. Definitely. How do you how do you how do limiting beliefs manifest in our lives? What makes that something that is a
mm,
constant in you? And how does it impact your emotional well-being? Limiting beliefs.
One of mine that have impacted me the most is like how I was raised. A lot of the things that my granddaddy would say, and it kept me from exploring new things because all I heard was his mouth and all I heard was his voice in my head saying the things he used to say when I was growing up. And I'm mad. Like once I finally broke free of that and I experienced new things, I was so mad at myself for waiting so long and missing out on so many great memories and great opportunities because I was so like CD takes I was so paralyzed mentally by these limited beliefs that were drilled into my head from the time I was a little girl on up till I left the house. And it was just like I could have been experiencing so many great things and it was just really, really bad.
for me, um, a lot of people don't know this. I have a autoimmune disease, and it has me paralyzed. I mean, because I feel that I'm enough for myself, but I feel that I'm not enough for someone else. Because I always hear, like, I'm gonna be honest, I walk with a rollator, and I I'm not that young, but everybody is always saying, "Oh, you this, you can't do that, you can't do this." So that really limits me to what it makes me feel. Dang, do they even realize that that is a it's just something from birth? So it's just a lot. It's a lot that I have to
Yeah.
take in and endure, and it just makes me just want to stay on that street, not listen to nobody. It just makes me want to just stay on that street.
Thank you so much for sharing. Thank you. I really appreciate your vulnerability. Um, in on Divine Living, we touch a lot of things that can get a little deep. So I definitely thank you and appreciate you both for being willing participants to talk about these things because in our words, um, our lights, our life, our love, um, those are our words and what they mean to us can definitely shine light and love on someone else. So thank you again because you never know what other people are going through. So thank you. Thank you so much for being here and sharing with us. If you guys are just tuning in, you have tuned into Divine Living. I am Miss Divine. This is a personal growth and wellness show designed to help you and me, y'all, in me, because I'm doing the work. It's designed to help us all be well. So I asked you both to bring a writing utensil and a piece of paper with you. So during this, we are going to talk about what these limiting beliefs do to us. And also, the second part of this is talking about nurturing emotional resilience. because a lot of times when we're doing that work, when we're doing the work for emotional resilience or emotional wellness, um, we need reminders. So I remind myself, and I'm not going to say often because sometimes I get caught up in it too. That's why I say this is a personal growth and wellness show for you and me. Yeah, I know that's not good English, but whatever. I like it. It's a personal growth and wellness show for myself as well. So yes, thank you, thank you, thank you. So on your writing utensils, we are going to talk about later how to rewrite the narrative. And I'm not going to say that this is going to all be done today, but it's important for us all to take notes on how to rewrite our own narratives, especially if you're stuck in these limiting beliefs, right? Right. So we talked a little, but let's expound a little more on what ways can society and cultural factors contribute to the development of limiting beliefs. Um, I know that you both kind of dug a little on what personal may have happened, but is there anything in society or even on this app that help that that I'm not going to say really help because the word isn't help, but it has us stuck in that limiting beliefs of ourselves. Are there ways that society and cultural factors contribute to this in development or not development? I know I'm talking a lot. Hopefully that meant something.
Oh, I got you. Like for me, the biggest thing that has me like stuck as far as like society is that no one takes the time to get to know me anymore because I'm such a pretty girl. So now it becomes I'm not a human no more. I'm just a pretty face. So that's all you're focused
Mhm.
on, and you don't get the time to get to know me. And so then it gets me wondering, well, because when it comes down to that, not getting to know me means that you're going to treat me any kind of way because you don't know how I feel about certain things. And so, like, I'm trying to keep it PG because this feature show, but I hate being over.
Sexualized.
Yeah, I don't know if I can say that, but I hate being over sexualized, and it's just so. It doesn't make
Well,
me feel
use your
bad
word.
about myself
No,
because I
that's
know
fine.
it's not me, but it makes me feel like, well, dang, is that all that I'm worth? Like,
Mm, yeah, definitely. I hear you.
For me, it's just the judgment. People judge too much on this app. And
Mhm.
I'm not talking about everybody. I'm not singling nobody out. People just judge too much on this app. You judge before you get to know the person.
Mm,
And when you get to know the person, you feel bad because you didn't judge them. And I get that a lot.
mhm.
me
Yeah,
too. I really do too.
yeah.
Or it's the sense of entitlement that because I do invite you into my world, you feel like you can dictate how my world's supposed to go. I invite you
Right.
into my world to let you get to know me, not to control me, not to tell me, oh, I should be doing this or I should be doing that, but just to let you know who Blue is. Because Blue
Mhm.
is a great person for those that take the time to get to know her, and I want everybody to get to know that. Because I like meeting great, like-minded people. Like, it's just like,
Right.
Yeah, yeah. So let's look at the flip side of it. Thank you, ladies. Thank you so much because I believe that as well. We can get stuck into society's traditions or societal norms that we overlook each other personally. And that's frustrating to me too. Um, yeah, that's really frustrating to me too. Can you hear me, real sister? Maybe
Barely.
I got it all the way up. Are you all the way up? I'm trying to.
Yeah.
Hopefully, y'all can hear me. Okay.
I can hear you just fine. You might want to check your phone, co-star. Or your
No, my
device.
phone
Like,
is up. It's
I'm like,
up
I'm
loud.
in the microphone, girl. I'm in
I was gonna say, ever since
the
she started talking to my,
microphone.
I have not missed a beat.
Okay, good, good, good. So let's talk about last month. It was all about. Do y'all remember last month? If you hung around with me, last month was all about self awareness. So how does self awareness play a role in um, identifying and challenging our limiting beliefs? Because we
I
talked about
feel
what these people can inflict us with. How does self awareness play a role?
I feel like self awareness is the main part because even though other factors contribute to my limiting beliefs, once I decide to let them go, the limiting beliefs are no longer limiting. And I have to be aware of the fact that I am holding on to this limiting belief and limiting myself in order for it to continue to limit me.
Say it again, Blue. Say it again.
Yeah, I feel just like Blue. Um, as far as like going live and talking to people, and I feel that I have a lot to say, but sometimes I limit myself because I be like, dang, does this person want to hear that? Does this person want to hear
Mhm.
this? So I'm trying to get out of limiting myself, to just that once again, that straight and narrow path. So
Yeah. Um, it can be challenging. It can be challenging, but it's definitely important as well to know and to be aware of who you are, what you have going on, so we can dispel those limiting beliefs within ourselves, right? Right.
Mhm.
So how does oh, I just said that. How can we do how can we tell the difference between healthy self-reflection and dwelling on negative beliefs or thoughts?
Can you repeat the question, please?
Uh-huh. How can we tell the difference between healthy self-reflection, because we're talking about self-awareness and being aware of our own interpersonal things? How can we tell the difference between self-reflection and dwelling on negative beliefs or thoughts?
Well, for me, like when I'm just dwelling on negative, that's all. It's a downward spiral. It weighs me down. It makes me feel bad. But when I take the time to actually do healthy reflection, I see both sides of it. I'm thinking more logical than emotional, and I'm able to
Mm,
pinpoint exactly what like and like sometimes even in my negative, I can pull myself out of it and get into the healthy reflection part of it because I'm like, wait, hold up, this don't sound right in my head. Like it's like a little voice is just doing, this don't sound right. This ain't what we're supposed to be doing. We're supposed to be working on bettering ourselves and not focusing on the negative. And
mhm.
so that's why I feel like the difference is to me, like with my healthy reflection, I don't feel as weighed down as I do as when I'm just focused on the negative.
Okay.
mm, for me, it's hard because um when I'm negative, and I'm gonna be honest, I just can't change that negative right away. Even with talking with people on the app, sometimes I can come off negative, and I don't mean to, but it is. And for me to change to the positive reflection, it takes a lot, an awful lot, because for me, when I'm in the negative, it is just I be depressed, and sometimes it takes a lot for me to get depressed. But when I'm there, I'm there. So now I have tried to. just change it to thinking positive all the time. And as of right now, it's working for me.
Awesome. Awesome. So we're going to talk a little bit about techniques to rewriting that narrative on that limiting beliefs that place where we get we can sometimes get stuck in reflection on dwelling on negative beliefs and negative thoughts and behaviors. Let's talk a little bit about that. I have one technique that I like to use, and hopefully you are open to doing some things with me today. That's why you got your pen and your paper. Uh, but I wanted to remind everybody once again, you are here with me, Miss Divine. This is Divine Living, a personal growth and wellness show designed to help you and me. We typically talk about the 8 dimensions of wellness. And today, this month, we are hitting straight on one of those 8 dimensions of wellness, which is emotional wellness. Now, if you're new to divine living and never heard of the concept of the 8 dimensions of wellness, I'm going to run them down to you real quick now. I like to say them off my book because I get twisted when I don't commit a lot of things to memory, but I'm going to say it anyway. So the 8 dimensions of wellness are spiritual, environmental, intellectual, social, financial, occupational, physical. And today this month, we are talking about emotional wellness and how that affects us. So, one of the models or one of the techniques that I use to help me with limiting beliefs is a mantra. Anyone heard of a mantra? A mantra, mantra, mantra. What is the definition of mantra? I found a really simple definition. But if you want to say what a mantra may mean to you, or you've ever heard of what mantras are, what you have gathered as the concept of a mantra. Blue, do you have any input on mantras? Mantra.
For me, like a mantra is pretty much an affirmation. It's just a different way of
Mhm.
saying affirmation. Like it's like I am courage. I'm gonna walk in my truth, my purpose. Like
Yeah.
things that I tell myself to pull myself out of that dark space.
Mhm. The simple definition of this word now. It's an old word, and I was kind of apprehensive of the word mantra because of my background, which has caused some limiting belief behaviors for myself. I was raised in an extremely traditional household. My parents were married for 50 plus years, 50 plus years. And a lot of that was do what they said all the time. You don't ask any questions. You just follow the rules. I was a rule follower. Many of my siblings did not follow the rules. And I saw what happened when they didn't follow the rules. So I wasn't going down that road with them. I'm like, y'all better do right. But in those limiting beliefs, just like Blue had stated, it caused me to be like, what else is happening? You know, what, not saying that everything was wrong what my parents had said or done, but it did cause me to live in a box and not explore things that I was even creative at myself. So the brief definition that I have is MAN just means um mind, mind. The TRA. Now, these are like real definitions of these words, or the old version of these words. This word TRA is vehicle. So a mantra is just a mind vehicle, a mind
Hmm.
vehicle. It helps us get to a place in our head that we are moving to a better place, moving in our mind, you know, just like Blue had stated, it's those I am statements. It's what I feel, what I believe, what I know. for myself. This is my mantra. Now, if you feel as if you got something wrong or up with the word mantra, create your own word. I don't know. But I'm just saying that that's what it is to me. So when it's time to kind of work on what we feel, how we feel, it's good to start on what is wrong. What is wrong? Like, man, this negative stuff. So flip it, flip that to the positive. Oh, these people doing this, doing that. Flip it to the positive and start there. So with me and my I am or my slogan, I'll even start there because a lot of companies have just common slogans, like Nike. Their slogan is just do it. Now that's a mantra of its own, when we're thinking of things like that. So you hear Miss Divine say all the time. You hear Miss Divine say all the time. If y'all haven't checked out my Instagram or looked at my reels on my Instagram, I always end each reel with be well. That is my statement to myself. So when I talk about being well, that's my slogan. My mantra is I am well. I am well. So let's talk about you and yours. Now, you don't have to necessarily share because sometimes these can take us a little time to get there. That's right. Sometimes yes, it can take us a little time to get there. But believe it, believe it. Are there any I am statements that you may have? Real sister, it look like you got something on your mind. Girl, go ahead and say what you got going on.
Yes, ma'am, it is. Um, for me, when I get up in the morning, even throughout the day, I tell myself, and I even write it in bold letters on a piece of paper, I am enough.
Hmm.
Through
Yeah.
everything I got going on, all the doctors is telling me different things, and I just look at them and I tell them, I am enough.
Yes. Loving it. Love it.
They often wonder why. Well, why you don't act like the other people when we give you bad news? I say because the man above has the last say so. So therefore, I am enough.
Yeah. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. Blue, what do you want to
Well,
share on an I am?
um, I have a bad. I used to. Well, I still do. It's not as bad as it was before I met these lovely angels, but I get stuck in the negative. So I was talking to Maria, and she told me that she gave me my own I am affirmation. It's I am light and I am courage, and that has stuck with me, and that has kind of like propelled me. And then, of course, now like you said at the end of your show, at the end of your reel, how you say be well. So that has been my mantra now too. I am enough because you are enough. Like I have to remind
Hmm.
myself that I am enough too, even when I feel like I'm not, because that's the whole purpose of the show. That is why we wanted to get the show out there, like to let everybody know you are enough, just like we are enough. I am enough.
Hmm.
That's my new mantra every day. When I start feeling those negative thoughts get to creep in, I have to catch myself. Like, I'm enough.
Yeah.
I'm enough.
I love that. I love that. I am enough. And it's not wrong. It's not um it's not bad to borrow from other people when it comes to our mantras, our um our anthems, our slogans. It's not wrong or bad to think that. Because sometimes those are the things that resonate with us right now. Maya Angelou has an awesome quote, and I love this. And I'm sure I'm going to paraphrase it a little, but people will never forget, or people will forget what you said. People will forget what you did, but they will never forget how you made them feel. And that is something, one, thing that I live by too. Like a mantra for me. You know, it's a little long to remember all the time. So sometimes I just take that last part. People will never forget how you made them feel. So when I do work, you know, and I consider this work too, you know, not and work doesn't mean it has to be bad, y'all. Don't think about work as a bad place. I feel it as a blessing to be able to give to others, to do for others. Um, that's part of that occupational wellness, even if it's volunteering. Um, but people won't forget how you made them feel. Sometimes we get caught up in that negative, like, I don't care what they feel or what they think. But if it came back to you, how would that be? Do you know what I mean? If it came back to you, how would that be? Yes. So good good I was about to say good afternoon. It ain't afternoon yet, y'all. Good morning. It's Divine Living. I Miss Divine. This is a personal growth and wellness show designed to help you and me be well. I have my two awesome friends in the box. I'm happy to call you friends. Thank you. Thank you for coming and hanging out with me. Real sister and Blue Phoenix. Blue got a lot of stuff going on with her name, so she could tell y'all what her name is for real because all I see is blue, and that's all she gonna be to me. But she know I love her too. Uh, they are
That's
the
what
host of. They are the host of an awesome Sunday evening show called "You Are Enough." Check them out 7 p.m. on Saturdays. We are coming to the bottom of the hour, but we're going to chat just a little more before we go. Um, but we're coming to the bottom of the hour, and at the bottom of the hour, I have our art of sound, and our in-house art of sound artist will be with us today. Y'all know him, y'all love him. It's Toxic. Yes, he will be here today to kind of wrap up some things on what we've heard and what we got going on. Um, but before we go, let's talk about the work to do in order to rewrite this narrative for ourselves, because we can get hung up in that limiting belief and not
okay.
nourishing our emotional well being. We can get caught up in there. So I know you may not have written a lot on your paper, but that wasn't the job to write a lot on your paper today. It was the job to get started. Because if you don't pick up that pen, you don't pick up that piece of paper, you will never start the process. So let's leave everybody with an awesome statement from you. We're talking about emotional wellness, rewriting the narrative, overcoming limiting beliefs. This is a lot today, and nourishing emotional resilience. What would you like to say to the people before you get up out of here today? If our artist will request to get our box, that would be awesome too.
Go ahead, co-star.
No, you got it.
I would just like to let the people know that, like that I mean, I don't know what else to say other than you are enough. We named it that for a reason because it speaks for itself. Like, because a lot of times for me, like, I wonder, am I pretty enough? Am I smart enough? Am I talented enough? Like, I've been doing these reels and flyers, and real sister tell you, because I call it irritate her the most about it. I'm like, what's wrong with it? Some don't look right, and everybody loves it as it is, but it just be me and my overthinking, and I'm Gemini, so we're very particular about our craft. So it's just, but I do have to remind myself I am capable enough. I am talented enough. Like, I do really good work and I stand on it. So I just, exactly what he said. But yeah, that's just, so I just want to let y'all know that when y'all get that, get out of your head and get into something. A lot of times, like, those help me get out of my limiting belief. Like, she likes to write, Miss Divine. No, I'm not big on writing, but the creative process that I go through for my reels and my flyers, bring me out of that negative limiting belief mindset. And it made me feel good, especially once, I send it out to a client or a customer and they love it and it's just like, oh, okay, let's go.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you so much.
I would like to say, I would like to let everybody know you are enough. For me, I sometimes I think I need to take my own advice. I feel like I'm enough to myself. Like I said earlier, I feel like I'm enough to myself. With the things that I have going on, I don't feel like I'm enough to everybody else. So I'm getting to the point whereas I can understand that some people feel that I am enough. So I just want to let everybody know, no matter what you're going through, you are enough. You are enough, Miss Divine. You are enough, Miss
Thank
Blue.
you.
You are enough too, your sister, and everybody
Everybody
in
in
the
the
comments.
comments, you are
Yes,
enough. No matter
you
what
are
you're
enough.
going through, always
And you're
remember
not
you
alone
are
either.
enough.
You're not
Yes.
alone, and you're always enough.
Mm, yes. I like that part. You're not alone. You're not alone. Sometimes we get caught up in all the hustle and bustle of things that we think that we the only ones here. We are not. We are
Yeah,
not. Thank you.
during my roller coaster, I feel that okay, the doctor tell me this, and I hear this from another person. Sometimes I be like, which do I want to take? You know. So I have to tell myself I am enough. No
Mm,
matter what doctor says, no matter what anybody says, I am enough. I got my little sticky notes. I put it on I say, I am enough. I am not alone. I am loved. I put it because one of my daughters, she feels the same way.
mhm.
So I put it on the bathroom mirror. So when she get up in the morning, that's all she sees. I am enough.
Thank you. Yes. Awesome. Thank you both for hanging out with me. Thank you for joining me on Divine Living. I can't wait to see you later. And thank you for just who you are. You both mean a lot to me, and we've shared just times on and off the app. Real Sister has known me for a long time, before Divine was ever Divine Living. When I was just in the comments, she knew who I was. So thank you for knowing and loving on me all this time. And y'all make sure y'all check them out tomorrow, on You Are Enough. All right. Thank you, ladies. Thank you. Our artist, sound artist, in-house artist is ready to go, and we are ready to listen. I'll see you guys later. Thank you again. Love you much.
Oh,
Hey,
hello.
hey.
Good morning
Hey,
to all.
Patrick.
How are you?
I'm awesome.
Good, good, good. Well, I am Toxic, a language artist, storyteller, griot. Uh, just a cat who plays around with words and stuff like that and tries to help others. So let's see if this can discuss what we're discussing today. I'll try to sum things up with a little story. So I got some friends out here that there is a kind of like a sea world, marine world, whatever y'all want to call it. We have a marine biologist place where people go get entertained. And I'm not really one for keeping animals in captivity. However, that's what they do. Now, I went to one of my friends' places where we worked, and they were putting a shark into a large holding tank. And then they released several small bait fish into the same tank. So, as you would expect, the shark quickly swam around the tank and attacked the smaller fish. Then my partner put a big, strong piece of clear fiberglass into the tank. and it separated the tank into two separate partitions. And then she put the shark on one side and the bait fish was on the other side. Again, the shark quickly attacked. This time, though, the shark slammed into the divider and bounced off. It didn't even trip. Came back, tried it again. Wham! And it kept hitting this divider for a few minutes and just realized it was not going to get through. Meanwhile, the bait fish were just swimming around unharmed, not even tripping, not even knowing what's going on really. And about an hour later, the shark finally gave up. Now, this experiment was repeated several times, probably several dozen times over a few weeks. Each time, the shark got less aggressive and made fewer attempts to attack the bait fish. Until finally, the shark just got tired of hitting the fiberglass divider and simply stopped attacking altogether. Now, at this point, when it seemed safe, the marine biologist then removed the fiberglass divider, but the shark didn't attack. The shark was trained to believe a barrier existed in between it and the bait fish, so the bait fish swam around wherever they wished, free from harm. So, that is to say that many of us experiencing setbacks and failures emotionally give up and stop trying. Just like the shark, we believe that because we were unsuccessful in the past, we will always be unsuccessful. And so, in other words, we continue to see a barrier that's only in our heads, even when no real barrier exists between where we are and where we want to go. Now, I have another friend who worked in a zoo. I'm a hippie out here in California, I gotta admit, so I'm a nature lover. And some of my peoples also are nature lovers, although again, I'm not really one for animals in captivity. But I went to go with my other partner's job. And just cruising through, I saw that he had a camp of elephants. And I looked a little closer. And I saw that these elephants weren't in any cages or any chains. So I wondered, what made them not just roam around and act a fool and just escape and go everywhere? There was a small, thin rope tied around one of their ankles. And it was just in a little simple little hole in the ground, just like a tent pole, whatever, a stake. So I was kind of confused. I wondered why they didn't use their strength to break the rope. I could probably break the rope or pull the tent stake out myself with my hands, and I'm not even an elephant. So I had to ask my partner, like, what happened? What's going on? Why aren't they running away? And to this, my partner told me, as baby elephants, we do the same thing. But at that age, the rope is strong enough to keep them from escaping. And so they grow up like this, believing they can never break the rope. So even as adults, they stay put. And by the time they get older, we don't really need anything but the rope because they imagine that they are limited. These powerful, magnificent, intelligent elephants didn't believe that they could free themselves. And as a result, they never even tried. Now, that is to say, our personal beliefs are beyond measure as far as their power. They are so powerful, they can also often dictate our outcomes. And sometimes these beliefs can work either for or against us. So identify your limiting beliefs so you can push against them and have no limits or boundaries. Now, I must admit, I hope that those made sense in themselves. I rarely get too personal, especially on social media. I'm a bit of an introvert and recluse in real life. But I've been off. I came on the app and a couple months ago, I kind of disrupted it. And then in the last week or so, I pulled the disappearing act. It was my limiting belief that I didn't want to have people know much about me because being vulnerable would subject me to possible attack. As of last week, I had a family emergency, and some people knew about what the emergency was. And so I fell back off the app for a while to get my mind right, and I'm still doing so. But the people who found out that my mother had a stroke were quite supportive, as opposed to malicious. And so I wanted to personally thank all of you who remained in my corner. And I want to say there was my limiting belief that people can sometimes be evil. And I have learned since that people can be more supportive if I only open up. I am toxic. I will see you all soon. Peace and blessings.
Let me get this microphone. Thank you, Toxic, for sharing. Thank you for being here on this show. Thank you for your art and your artistry. You are loved, and I hope that you see that through most of us here. So before we go, I want to kind of talk about the barriers that we put in front of us and to cultivate emotional empowerment. It is important to nurture resilience. This is to embrace challenges as opportunities for growth rather than roadblocks. Developing a mindset that sees setbacks as valuable lessons enables us to bounce back stronger and more determined. Also, to help with that empowerment, it requires us to build a strong support system. Surround yourselves with positive and uplifting individuals who believe in your potential. Seek mentors, friends, or even community groups. This can be considered a community group, y'all. And I hope that in divine living, you receive something powerful, empowering, that will help you cultivate to nurture resilience in your emotional well-being. Self-care practices play a pivotal role in helping us with our emotional wellness. So make sure you take care of you along the way. So ultimately, rewriting the narrative and overcoming limiting beliefs requires a commitment of personal growth and self-reflection. Don't get stuck. Don't get stuck in the past. And know, guys, know, ladies, that you are loved. This has been Divine Living. Y'all, I miss Divine. I miss Divine. Oh, Chris is cool. I'm sorry. I didn't have him. I didn't have him. He's cool. Uh, oh my God. We'll go. He'll know that he's all right. But yes, I wasn't crying, but I was almost there. Oh gosh. Thank you guys for coming and hanging out with us, hanging out with me. This has been another episode of Divine Living, Personal Growth and Wellness Show. Oh God. Where we talk about being well. Emotional wellness is what we'll be talking about all this month. And oh, if you guys don't know, if you don't know, you don't know. Come and hang it out with us today at 11 p.m. Before I do all that, let me thank all my gifters and everybody that has come by to hang out with me today. Number one, G-Way or No Way. Yes. CD Tate, Shimmer. It's a blessing. Real Sister, Blue, Miss Florida, the prayers over there. Um, Poetic Poison, Unique, and Bella's. Those are my top 10. Thanks for coming and hanging out with me. And in closing, as always, we will leave you with my words. Without words, the speech cannot be heard. Without a voice, there's nothing to be said. Without sound, it's only left to be seen. And without them all, we're just beings without being a thing. Use your voice to be the light of change. So tonight,